Hello there! Coming at you today with another thought question. I forgot what thought question this is. I think it's like thought question number 11. I don't know. It's up there. Anyway, I want to get your thoughts on this. Or I realize a lot of these questions that I ask are kind of weird and they kind of test you in different ways. I think a lot of it has to do with you don't feel comfortable with kind of putting what you really think out on the internet, which is totally cool. But at the very minimum, I just want to get you kind of thinking, okay? And this question is going to seem kind of really obvious, I think, at first, but kind of hear me out, and I'll just try to put a little bit of more thought into what I'm describing. The question is, do you think that what is done in a virtual setting could be considered kind of like wrong? Probably being really confusing. Let me put this a different way. I think that most of us will agree that killing is wrong, right? I think most people will say, okay, if you kill somebody, that's wrong. Now, let's say in a virtual setting, you kill somebody. Is that also wrong morally? Or is it okay to do things in a virtual setting? And I bring this up for a few reasons. One is because Facebook Meta is out, and I think it's definitely going to start taking over. If you don't know what Meta is, it's basically like a virtual reality world, okay? As technology improves, things are going to become more and more real. So now, a lot of you were like, yeah, if you kill people virtually, who cares? It's not like you're hurting anybody, so what? Okay, I understand that, and I'm not even necessarily saying that that's wrong. But let me kind of give some other things for you. Let's say that you're married, right? Let's say you're married and your husband, you're in a monogamous relationship. You guys aren't fiddling around with other people. But then your husband wants to go into this virtual reality world and start doing the dirty, okay? Is that wrong for him to do? Because he's not technically having sex with anybody else, he's just in the virtual world. He's not cheating on you, really. Is that wrong? To go back to the murder question, right? Let's just take that a step farther, and there's somebody that you really don't like, right? You're just, oh man, this guy Charles at work, he's just so annoying. I hate that guy, right? So you recreate him perfectly in this virtual reality setting. And you just sit there and just beat his face in. Boom, boom, just stomp in his face. Is that okay to kind of let out your frustration in this virtual world? Or is that somehow morally not good? Okay? I know that's kind of a weird question. I think it's a good question though, because I think that we're headed in that direction, and I think we're going to be faced with these type of challenges more and more. You know, with these with these thought questions, I normally don't share what I think, but I feel like a lot of times when you talk about these things, if there's an exchange of thoughts, you know, I don't know, just kind of get your mind going a little bit. The only reason why I really don't like to talk about what I think is because I don't want to taint the way that you see things with what I think. So if you don't want to hear what I have to say, just go ahead and stop this thing now. I really haven't put a lot of thought into it. Personally, I believe that there is objective morality. So I do think that morality is something that's outside of what we personally think. It's something that is there regardless of whether or not we say it's there. It's there regardless of whether or not society agrees to it or not. There are certain morality standards that I feel kind of just weave themselves within our reality, and you can't get away from them. Having said that, it sounds super maybe closed-minded, but I really feel I'm kind of leaning towards if you do something in a virtual reality setting, it's still not good. So meaning if I'm playing a video game and I'm blasting people, just killing people, I think that that's wrong. I think killing people in real life is wrong. I do think killing people in real life is worse. Having said that, I do think that, engaging in activity in a virtual setting, it's still wrong. And I'm Christian, so I lean on the Bible, what Jesus says, and he says something to that effect. He says, if you have anger in your heart, that's kind of the equivalent of murder. And he kind of painted a picture of just thinking thoughts. Like if you have lust towards a woman, it's like you've committed adultery. So even that in itself is wrong. So my opinion is because of what Jesus said, and based off my own observations of the world, I think that when we engage in behavior, even if it's not necessarily in the real world, I still think it can have negative effects on us. That's the thought question. Do you think that engaging in wrong behavior in a virtual setting is still wrong? Or is it okay to just go in the virtual world, just do whatever you want, blasting people, killing people, whatever you think is wrong, cheating on your spouse in a virtual setting? That's it for the video, guys. God bless you all. Peace.